Hey everybody, I thought maybe I'd take you on a little tour of my new drums here. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty dark in here, so I don't know how well it's going to show up. We'll just have to see. I just picked these up last Friday. It is the Pearl Session Studio Classic. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It's a set that Pearl just came out with. They re-released them actually. They were released some years back and then they discontinued them and they brought them back out. And it's a great sounding set. This one they call like Platinum Mist or something. It kind of looks like a champagne to me with the wood grain in it, and maybe you can see the wood grain in it right there. I mean, from a distance it just kind of looks like it's champagne color, but it's really a pretty color on it. It's beautiful. They sound great. We got the 16 by 22 inch bass drum. Got a 10 by 8 rack tom, 12 by 9 rack tom, and over here that is a 14 by 14 floor tom and a 16 by 14 floor tom. And the snare drum, this drum set did not come with a snare, but I picked up a pork pie black brass 6.5 by 14. They call it the Bob, I guess because it's black over brass. I don't know. It's got 2 lugs on it. It's a great sounding snare. It's pretty loud. And over here to the cymbals, got the Pasty Signature Series 14-inch dark crisp hi-hats. I bought these cymbals back when I still lived in Cincinnati, so I've had them for about 12 years. They still sound just as good as the day I bought them. Right here we got Pasty Signature Series 16-inch full crash. Got the Pasty Signature Series 18-inch full crash. Over here we got the Pasty 20 series 18-inch crash. Got a Pasty Sound Formula 20-inch full ride. Now the Sound Formula series has been discontinued for quite some time. I got this one at a real good deal about 6 years ago, and you see that logo right there is round. Okay, this symbol is kind of a rarity. It's a collectible. They obviously don't make this series anymore, but the round logo series was made in Germany, as opposed to all the other pasties are made in Switzerland. So that's a collectible. It's a rare symbol. It sounds great. I love it. Over here we got Pasty 2000 series 18-inch China type. The 2000 series was made from like 1984 to 1994, and they came in different colors too. This is just your standard bronze colored symbol, so it's pretty old and it's in great shape for its age. I mean, I use it just for accents. I don't hit it all the time, but I'm a cymbal lover, and I feel the more cymbals you have, the more flashy your set looks, and it just gives you a much wider variety of what you can do while you're playing. And I know this cymbal right here is the same size as this one. They're both 18 inches, and obviously I told you this was the 20 series. They discontinued this cymbal not too long ago. It wasn't out real long, and then they discontinued them. I like them, but this one is significantly lower in pitch than this one. If I pick up a stick and go, you can hear that one is a lot lower than this one. So they work well together, regardless of the size. The heads, I'm using on the snare, I got a Remo Power Stroke 3 coated. And on all the toms, I got Remo coated Emperors. They're pretty thick heads. They're great for rock music and hitting hard. They'll last you a really long time. They're great sounding. And on the kick drum, if you can even see it, is an Aquarian Super Kick 2. It's like a self-muffling head. It's real thick and You know, they're made so when you hit the bass drum, it has a really thunderous type of sound to it. It really booms. And over here I got my little cowbell that I actually only use for one song. So that is pretty much the drum set. I'll take another look around with you here. But anybody that's really serious about playing drums and they want to get themselves a decent set, I would highly recommend this one. The only downfall is to it, it comes with no hardware or a snare, and it's a bit pricey. I mean, these drums for that bass drum, those two toms right there, it's about $1,400. So it's in the professional line. I know Pearl makes drums that are a little bit cheaper, like their Vision series you can get for about $700 or $800, and they're good drums too, but you know, there is a difference. This is my very first really high-end set that I've owned, and I can tell a difference in the sound and the feel of it as opposed to a $600 and $700 set that I've had most. That's the sets I've had most of, were the semi-professional. I mean, yeah, they get the job done, but if you want something that's a little bit more precision tuned, easier to work with, a little heavier duty, then you need to step up and get the Pro lines like this one. It is just an absolute great drum set. One thing I'm not a fan of is most of your high-end drums, you see, the toms are not mounted on top of this bass drum. They're actually, that one's mounted on that cymbal stand, that one's mounted on that cymbal stand, instead of having it mounted right there where you see most drums. Now, I mean, it's still pretty sturdy, you know. So I mean, it just makes setting up a little bit harder because you got to get this stand right in the right spot, and you got to get that stand right in the right spot so you can get those where you want them. But I still have all my same hardware I had. I got the Sonor stands and Pearl stands that I've had. I just kept my hardware. At some point I'm going to put one of those rack systems across this. It kind of cuts out on all these tripods all over the floor, trying to squeeze them. In a big garage, you got room, it doesn't really bother you. But if you're up on a small stage, and I've been on many, those really get in the way. You got cords wrapping up around them. You got people's speakers getting up in the way so you can't get your stuff exactly where you want it. And it just becomes a pain in the neck. So at some point I do want to put a rack, and the bar would go across the front and go down the side, and everything would just hang on it, all your toms, all your cymbals and all that, and you wouldn't have any of this stuff down here. But they are a little expensive too. But I guess if you want one, that's what you're going to have to pay. That's just life. So that's basically the drums, and I do enjoy them, and at some point I'll make some more videos of me playing them. Alright, thank you.